Hey guys, I just wanted to make a quick video on the topic of fannita, being broke and bipolar. The reason this video is quick is BC I am sick, I can't talk BC my throat hurts, and other reasons basically, I can't do anything basic with my throat IK is sucks. Anyways, without a further ado, let's get into this mess. Okay, here is a rundown of the whole timeline BC. I'm too lazy to type this all out.
Okay, so boom. I'm going back to the beginning, so you might want to listen in 2x speed. So Fannita went to the product store and was buying bags for her and her best friend. Somebody commented like, Fannita, why are you always coming for the white girls? And Fannita was like, because I'm not getting white girl money. I have just as many followers. My engagement is higher. I'm funnier. I have a personality. I actually do something. And I'm not getting Alex Earl money. And I should be getting Alex Earl money. And there's a wage gap between black creators and white creators when EK and Alex Earl are on the same level, which is wild comparison. And so then black creators got online, was like, yeah, Fannita, I feel you. Here's my experience with this brand that was doing me wrong. But then other black creators got on here and was like, Fannita, aren't you the same one that went on that Tarte trip who was trying to discriminate against another black creator, Bria Jones? And when we told you that was wrong and not to do it, you doubled down on it and told us we ruined your first brand trip. Fannita didn't like that people were bringing up the Tarte trip, so she got back online. Not only did she tell us how much she hates us, she told us that we were jealous and that we were upset that she was on that Tarte trip hanging out with white girls, as if that is the problem.
Now, I just want to cut in and say, girl, we not jealous, we just don't like when other black girls discriminate against our own kind, especially when we worked hard to be seen as equal to white people.
And not only did she tell us that and tell us how much she hates us, she tells us she's an anomaly because she's a fat, dark-skinned black girl who beat the odds, who's not supposed to have confidence, and who's successful and gets money, and she hates us because she remembers how she was treated when she was fat, and now that she's no longer fat, she still remembers. And basically, which is being an asshole the entire video. She also made a comment about light-skinned biracial people or light-skinned black people that you can't even tell is fat, making videos about her. And so in her comments, people were mentioning Machiavelli. And Fannita responded that she can't stand Mecca. It's a headshot. She hates Mecca and can't wait to see the videos Mecca makes about her. So people was being messy and went to Mecca comments. It was like Fannita throwing shade about you on her page and took a screenshot of the comments and made a video and was sending it to Mecca. So then Mecca did her big one and got on TikTok. It was like, baby girl, it's not a headshot if you don't add me. You added the white girls, so why don't you add me, right? But furthermore, I've made 3 videos about you. One, I kind of defended you on the Tarte trip. The second one, was about Raven and her wife. And the third one, I don't really remember. It doesn't matter. But basically, Mecca was like, girl, I was not talking about you. I don't really be talking about you. But you wonder why you don't make Alex Earl money. It's because you got a chip on your shoulder. You're going to need to humble yourself before you do that.
Honestly, I agree that Fannita needs to humble herself BC as soon as she got fame and money and eglossed. Wait, she suddenly thought that anyone is a broke bitch who is just jealous of her, and when she got called out for her behavior, she just said, oh, you're mad BC, I'm a fat girl and I got money, and I'm famous now, so y'all wanna hate, or whatever. Like, girl, no, you need to be held accountable for your actions and stop hating on or fans BC. They're the ones who put you where you are today.
And then Mecca and Alexis and I think Jamila did a live like that last night. I missed the live, so you might want to go watch those videos. But that is where we are in this current saga. Oh, a lot of people are also saying that Fannita was doing the nose candy. And Fannita was like, no, this is just my personality, even though her personality is very EK coded to me now. Like the whole, like, the eyes thing with the mouth. That is very EK encoded. And she does seem like she's spiraling to a lot of people. It does seem like her personality has done, I don't even want to call it a 360 or 180. It seems like she did a 92-degree change and nobody understands it. And so this is the saga. It's continuing, and content creators will let you know.
Everybody broke needs to go to mime school. And my family has been struggling so bad. I'm in my living room. You're in the projects. And my family has been struggling so bad. And your fucking Section 8 housing apartments. And my family has been struggling. Sitting in your dirty, broken cars that need transmission replacements?
Fannita girl, all I have to say, RN is just you got some kin, karma or words came back to. But you and yo fat obby see you, don't know how to humble yourself for real for real.
Fannita is spiraling right now because for the first time in her life, she's realizing that she's a black woman and she's not okay with it. Fannita thought that her issues stemmed from her fatness and not from her blackness, so she thought that weight loss was going to remedy the disparities that she's been receiving over these last 4 years that she's been doing content creation. Now she's realizing that she lost weight and the things that she's now hungry for and the things that she wants are not coming to her, and she's realizing that it's not because of her fatness that was the issue, it was her blackness. Then she got on her videos misusing the study of intersectionality and misusing code switching in order to make it seem like this was all purposeful and she didn't say certain things because she was fat. And although portions of that might be true, the reason why you're talking now is not because you want to bring attention to the wealth disparities and the pay disparities amongst black women and white women in content creation. That's not why you're doing it. You're doing it because you thought that these white people loved you for who you are, and because you were this token black girl, you thought that your tokenness was going to get you a seat at the table, when really it just got you a seat in the room, but they over there having a conversation and they not letting you know what they talking about.
Exactly, it's like, girl, you might be a token BLK girl, but you not respected. I feel like the only reason she's with those white PPLRBC, she's so used to blending in with these white PPL and not really being seen as black in a way, so when she lost weight on TikTok and started talking, she then started getting called out. BC, she's a BLK girl talking bad about BLKPPL. She started to get heated and went on a spiral.
You got on this app misusing intersectionality and misusing code switch to manipulate people, to make people think that this was all purposeful, when really you're just angry at these people that you have wasted your entire life trying to appease. Now you're realizing that they don't like you. Now you're realizing your tokenness is only going to get you so far, period. So what we're witnessing right now is Fannita lashing out. She's lashing out, and the reason why she's doing it over social media is because that's where she's going to have the most casualties. When you're lashing, when you are not in therapy and you do not have the proper coping mechanisms to deal with the anger that's inside of you due to the injustices you feel like were brought upon you, you're going to lash out. And because she has 2.3 million followers, she's going to lash out in front of these people because that's where the most of her attention is going to come from. That's where she's going to feel like she's getting all of this relief off of her chest, as if she lash out in front of all these people, because that's what the mass majority of her people are. And during that lashing out, you are attacking other black women. First of all, leave Mecca out of your mess because Mecca didn't do nothing to you. Second of all, you're going at Deccan and Dane for something that maybe her delivery was poor, but what she said was absolutely true, and you're mad at it, and then you starting to make fun of her accent, and it's just so problematic. It's so problematic, and instead of you looking on the inside, putting your phone down and saying, maybe it's not these people's fault, maybe it's my own fault, you're lashing out because you're mad because you're not white. You thought that you was going to call out Alex Earl. You thought that you were going to lose weight and that was going to put you right next to Alex Earl, because you thought that your only issues were that because you were fat and that was it. You're not understanding that your blackness, you are black before you are anything. So please don't get on this app trying to make it seem like I'm talking up now because I'm tired. I couldn't say things before because I was fat. You didn't say anything before because you thought that your issues were stemming from your fatness. That's what you didn't care about the blackness. You don't give a fuck about no pay disparities amongst black women. That's why you sitting on these videos talking about people in the projects and with roaches and eating noodles or whatever you were talking, chicken nuggets, spending them 5 ways, whatever you were talking about. You don't care about black women. You don't care about the pay disparities. You don't care about economic justice. Your issue is because these white folk are looking at you like, yeah, we liked you when you were fat because we could poke fun at you being fat, but now you're just black and a woman, and we can't out loud poke fun at things like that. So your services may no longer be needed. That's why you're upset. It's insane. Then you get on this app talking about, oh, my best friends are white. We know, Fannita, we know your best friends are white. We know. Okay. At the end of the day, you thought you were going to lose weight, put on that Versace robe, and sit next to Alex Earl. Because your whole life you have been evading the fact that your blackness is the #1 contributor to the way you get treated. And now you are angry. Now you are mad. You did that to yourself. Whatever schools you went to, who put you in what, that's on you. And like Decadent Dane said, you were okay with getting the scraps, and now you mad. Take your anger to somebody else, because honestly, Fannita, we do not care. We don't care. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. We don't care.
She was like, Fannita's proximity to whiteness is why she has all her success. And now it's like, Fannita's always...
Okay, y'all go back and watch Fannita's video to get context. But honestly, I personally think that two things can be true at once. There's a lot of nuance within this conversation, and we should talk about it. First, we need to understand Fannita's archetype of black woman. She is the token black girl. She is the black girl that can go into white spaces. She is the black girl that can go hang out with the white friends and nobody really bats an eye. So I went to a mixed race school, middle school, high school, and then in my college early days, I went to a PWI. And I have been very close to token black women, or token black girls. I am not one because I'm very mouthy, but I understand the stuff that they go through. In light of Gemini season, I think that this conversation is very nuanced because it brings about two-faced energy and allows you to understand how you can play two parts, or you can be a two-faced ass person. And I'm not saying two-faced is a bad thing, because sometimes you have to be two-faced. Geminis and Pisces, Libras, they understand this to a T. Another fact about me, I'm a Libra rising, so clock this T. But like I said, I'm not saying two-faced in a derogatory way. I'm just saying it's a way of life. But in order for you to have certain access to certain things and certain lifestyles and certain luxuries, you have to develop this part of your personality that's digestible. You can even call this people pleasing if you like, but honestly, it's not it's not the true you. And having to develop this two-faced energy / people pleasing energy, when you go into these spaces, you develop this certain type of disassociation because you experience microaggressions all day, every day when having to be in those spaces, pretty much. You have to deal with the sly comments. You have to deal with the over-sexualization of you. People, their parents looking at you crazy when you come over the house. It's like the little itty-bitty things that you think wouldn't play a big deal and how it affects your personality. You learn to, like, not really pay attention to it. Because if you are the token black girl that constantly calls it out every time a microaggression happens, you become hard to deal with. You become the friend that they don't call when they want to hang out. Especially about the overly sexualization part, Fannita has, in her earlier video, she has over-sexualized herself, and so has white men. But that's another topic for another day. So from my understanding and the outside looking in, Fannita is in the portion of her token black girl journey where she starts to understand that she is the token black girl, and that just because she is in those environments, she still is an N-word. And she's developing the part of her personality where she is becoming more vocal about the microaggressions. She's becoming more understanding of them, and she can give them vocabulary. I really wouldn't be surprised if we see her friend groups change again. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see a shift in her content. It just depends on how she establishes her aesthetic, and how she comes off to people now that she is skinny. And her being used to being fat is something that I did not mention in this video, but also plays a huge part. But that's another topic for another day. But yeah, this is the makeup look from Mama. Thank you for listening.
Ugly, and that's fine. Like, some people are, and that's okay. Like, not everybody's meant to be like attractive. Like, some people aren't aesthetically pleasing to look at, and that's just a fact. And I'm sorry, I'm tired of like everyone's beautiful. Like, I think everybody's beautiful on the inside, or has the potential to be beautiful on the inside. But I feel like not everyone's beautiful on the outside. And
Fannita isn't a mean girl. She's a loser living out her manifestations. She laid in that bed night after night, visualizing how she was going to unleash on everybody and everything she felt was doing her wrong. Anybody that talked about her, right in the front of her mind. Anybody that talked about her on social medias, videos, posts, whatever, is still in the forefront of her mind and eating away at her. She reminds me of those kids in high school that swore up and down they were bullied when they were just insufferable jerks that people had to clap back on because they would not stop, because they play too much. What we are watching is her living out her manifestation journal entries. Her anger is very misguided, coming at Mecca the way she did, which is really weird and sounds a little jealous. And I'm not talking about jealous as in her being light-skinned. That could be a factor, but it's because Mecca can move around in black spaces that fannita could never. That's why I feel like she called her a biracial, trying to discredit her blackness. We all know that Mecca is black. I will say I'm going to give her a little grace because she is 25 and young and turned, but she is ruining any chances of her getting another fucking brand deal. No one wants to be attached to that. And she wanted to compare herself to Alex Earl. Alex Earl would never be caught dead doing this on the interwebs. Throw up dress and all. I ain't never been the same.